Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today from Amy J again. Watch women react to the soft guy era. Drizzle. Please like us drop down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
So I just went down the rabbit hole of the soft guy era thing.
Go
and
on.
I am here for it.
Woo!
This stuff is so funny.
It
The
is.
best part is the freaking comments, and women are just losing their mind over some of these comments, and it's tearing them apart. They can't handle it. Okay?
No, they can't.
Yes, I know I'm a woman. I'm very clear. I can tell I'm a woman. Thank you. And I'm sorry that if this makes some women mad, but I pray that the women that follow me share my mindset and views and opinions, or at least can see my perspective of what's going on here. Okay, so let me break it down. These men basically hit these women with the Uno reverse card, right?
Pretty much.
They're literally giving you the same behavior and volume that you're giving towards them. I watched TikTok cut men down in that toscular masculinity and everything about being a man for 4 years now? Just been beating men down, beating them down for who they are and their nature.
Exactly, beating them down for the past few years. When I see videos like that, I'll usually pause and ponder, like, these women saying all these evil things about men. Is it that they don't have brothers, they don't have fathers, they don't have husbands? Or is it because a man has hurt them that they've decided to, categorize all men as the same? I understand that men are evil just the way women are evil, but that does not mean we should not, castrate them. The way women have been going about it as if women are saints, then men are the evil. See, I don't wish an evil woman upon any person.
It's feminism. Feminism really made the big bad, the big evil of the world, men. Patriarchy. So it makes sense that they speak about us in such a manner.
Yeah? This is take it from your fellow woman. If you're a woman, I do not wish an evil woman on any person. The men, even when the men when are dealing with a woman, most times they tender mercy. But women, don't even go there. So they've been treating the men like all these orphans without anybody to come to their aid. So they know nobody's coming, they can deal with them anyhow they want, and nobody will hold them, accountable for it. That's the way we've been behaving. Let me not say we, because God forgive me. I can't even imagine myself behaving like that. Yes, say whatever you want, because come on, I treat people the way I want to be treated. Yeah.
The golden rule. I talk about it all the time. Just treat others the way you want to be treated. If you want to be treated nicely, treat people nicely. Is it that hard of a concept, people? It really is. I learned this when I was 5, when I first came to this country, and I didn't even speak English. I learned it from Gumby, of all cartoons. Gumby, guys. Gumby.
But let me allow you watch the rest of this, because this woman made a lot of sense. But don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. And please treat others the way you want to be treated. It's that simple. And when somebody hurts you, that does not mean the next person has to pay the price, or every other person is evil just because one person has hurt you. There are bad people on earth. So yeah, we need to understand that. Watch the rest of the clips, guys. Subscribe and like.
And just kind of what men act like naturally, right? They've been beaten down for it for the last several years. Then you get mad when you hold these insane standards. Like, when did going to the Cheesecake Factory not be good enough for women? Like, that debate right there floors me. You're mad that men don't give effort, but when they put the effort in, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
If a man doesn't spend $100 on you, it's not a good enough date. Baby girl, I'm sorry. You're the one missing out, not them. Because if that's the type of standards you have off the rip, they know you're not worth it. Because if you can't love him for the effort that he's given now, why would he want to go out and work 50, 60, 70 hours a week, put a roof over your head, provide, give his life to his job to give you that princess luxury life that you want, when you can't even appreciate the effort he's given now just to woo you into being in a relationship that might not even work out?
Yep.
Do you know where my husband and I went for our first date? Zaxby's. And we've been together for 7 years, married. And I have 2 children previous to him. And he is a stepdad and a provider. And
Lucky single mom. Found a good man to take care of her and the children. And she loves the man, respects the man, honors the man. And look at the video she makes. So of course the man's going to love her. Even though she's a single mom. Some single moms do have value. I do. I admit this all the time. I just don't say it as often as I used to, just because a lot of the laws and a lot of the single mom stuff coming out and the single mom song, I just tell you guys to stay away. But there's still good mothers out there and good women that, love their husbands.
And actually, he's the full-time dad. We just got custody, full custody of one, full adoption. And he did that. You know why? Because it wasn't about him spending $100 on me on our first date. It was about the value and the hard work and the morals that he had. That's what I respected. And you want these type of men, but the standards that you hold for them and their personalities and how they're supposed to be, you guys, it's no different than that song, the Build a Bee song or whatever. You guys are mad about that, but you're putting that same standard into men.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying there's not crap men out there, but that's not, you gotta think there's crap women out there too.
Yep.
There's good men out there who have been hurt and turned into bad men because of just their experience. No different than the good women who had bad experience and now are not the best of women. I think everything is being so dramatized right now, but how can you be mad at them? Like, seriously.
We're just having fun.
They are giving you exactly what you've been asking for the last 3 years. Look at it. Like, really be honest with yourself and step back and look. I understand that women are looking for security and strength and emotional understanding and emotional maturity. I get that those are things that you're looking for, but men are also looking for somebody, a nurturer, a lover, a caretaker. If that's the type of man that you want to attract, you have to be the type of woman that fits that narrative. Now, I'm going to tell you, my views are mildly different here, so don't get it twisted. I don't care who is the provider and who is the caretaker. It doesn't have to be man or woman specific, okay? I just think there's lanes. And then sometimes there's a lane that both of you are providers and both of you are caretakers, because let's be realistic. In this world, it's very expensive right now, and it's hard to just have one be one and one be the other. So obviously there is a lane that both of you can fall in, right? The problem with our generation is we're so busy making a checklist and a standard list and you have to look like this, act like this, be this person. And if you're not good enough. Instead of saying, what do I see that I like in this person? Can I see that we can grow and learn and mature and build something together? My husband was not the most emotionally in touch person when we first got together. Matter of fact, he still is not the most emotional person. But guess what? In 7 years, we have built an emotional foundation. We have learned to communicate towards each other. He's learned to say, okay, maybe I don't understand because that's not how I look at or feel about things, but I understand that's important to her. It's important to our daughter. So I'm going to appreciate that and respect that because, it matters to them. But that takes time. Not all men were raised to be emotionally mature and aware and all these other things. And I hate to break it to you ladies, not all men are born that way. They don't take things as serious and sensitively as women do. That's what makes us different.
We take things seriously, but in a different kind of manner than women do. We take serious matters very seriously, but if it's not a serious matter, we could care less.
We do. The things that we hold important and we put emotional value on is not the same stuff that men's go into. That's just how we are made. Period. Right? They're saying you don't want this toxic man provider and you want this women all powerful. I can pay my own bills. I can do this. I can do that. That's fine. Let's switch roles and let's do that. You can be the provider. I will be the caretaker. Now, men, I'm gonna let you in on a big old secret. It's okay to be in your soft guy era if that's what you want. If that's truly what you want, and you feel like that's the life you want to live, you have to understand you're gonna be in your soft guy era. You gotta learn how to do laundry. You're gonna have to learn how to cook and clean and do.
Lady, it might be a shocker to you, but most men know how to do all of that already. And remember, we're strong and independent boss babes just like women. We lived life by ourselves. We know how to do laundry. We know how to cook and clean. We had to do it for ourselves pretty easily. And if we don't, we know how to, at least budget food wise. So
The woman vibes. You understand what I'm saying? If she's gonna be out working, paying the bills, buying you nice stuff, playing that role, you gotta pick up some of the slack on that side. That's the only way it's gonna work.
I agree. I'll agree
There's
with
men
you.
out there who's doing it right now very successfully. Okay? So don't forget that. I'm all for your soft era, but don't forget, if you're gonna be like that, you gotta take on that feminine role, that energy, right? And you will be successful. If a woman wants to be the provider,
I don't think very many men are fully taking the soft era like to that degree to where we are expecting to be fully pampered. We just want, again, reciprocity. We just want you guys to put in the same amount of effort as we put into the relationship. And that's the major thing. I don't think most men have even experienced anything like that of the sort.
she wants to be, the dominant one in the relationship. I'm going to tell y'all why I feel this way. I grew up in a household where, unfortunately, my dad was disabled at a very young age. He has a very rare form of arthritis.
Oh,
His
no.
knees are like this big, bro. I'm not joking. I remember being young and he was on crutches and stuff like that. He's worked a lot most of my life, but unfortunately, he does have a disease that prevents him from being that full-time provider. However, my mom was the full-time provider and the one who was always at work and the one who came home and busted our butts. And my dad played Mr. Mom. My dad cooked and cleaned and made sure we were bathed and had what we needed for school, done our homework with us. Like, he was the mom role. And guess what? It worked out. That my mom was a dominant person and she still carries that on. That is a big part of her personality, and it shows. Like, even to this day, my mom is a very dominant person in her relationship because that's kind of just the role she's always assumed, right? She was always the provider. She was always the disciplinary. She was always like the one that said, get this done, and my dad was always Mr. Mom. There are instances where that works out. So don't
Rarely.
ever dismiss that can't work, because there are situations where
It worked out for your family because your mother was a good mother and still cared for your father. I don't think very many women are okay with stepping into that role if they were never in that role in the first place, especially after a big incident like that. I just hate to dog women like that, but women just don't love men enough to stay for a majority of those types of incidences.
absolutely that can work. But like I said, my dad did those roles. He took on that personality, like the taking care of us and cooking and cleaning and all that. However, that's not really the point of this video. The point is, you got to be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. And
Yep.
That's what these men are doing. They are giving you exactly what you asked for, right? When you put these unrealistic standards and you put yourself up there without giving anything back in value like that, I mean, it's just how it's going to turn out. I could have seen this a million miles away coming.
Shout outs to Amy and shout outs to all the women that support the Drizzle. They've seen how horrible men get treated by their friends and their loved ones and all the women around them. They understand. Especially women. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Drizzle. Ciao.